Mike gonna I am the boogeyman. I am the boogeyman.
What is next for Terrence?
I am the boogeyman. I am the boogeyman. I am the boogeyman.
No.
I'm the
He can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing him.
I'm the dog of the division. I'm the boogeyman.
You can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing you.
And this was the last day Eroll Spence called himself the boogeyman. I was talking with some people online, and of course, you know, they want to keep going back and forth about who's to blame, whose fault. It's Terrence Bud Crawford's fault, all this other stuff. And it got to the point now that you get so fed up dealing with these aerosexuals, you know, they're really not welcome anywhere. I'll go over there on Boxing Jim's channel. He can't even break down a fight between Avanesian and Terrence Crawford without people getting in their feelings. I pop up on another guy's channel. You guys over there death threatening him, you know. Then I go pop up on another channel. They didn't ban and block y'all from even leaving comments. And when some of these cats make it to my comment section, I actually love it because I'm undefeated in the comment section. I call it comment section slumming. It's one of my favorite things to do. But of course, you get one of these fans in there and they get to talking that Bud Crawford this, Bud bum, Bud ducking, what you talking about, you know, type of lingo. And you know how I shut this Rainbow Coalition, Eroll Spence, Aerosexual cheerleader? I simply say this, with all that stuff that you talking, riddle me this. Why did Eroll Spence stop calling himself the boogeyman? Homeboy draw a straight blank. I was like, if you don't know, I'll tell you. And I said, if Eroll Spence was about all that smoke that you was talking about, and it's Terrence Bud Crawford this and Terrence Bud Crawford that, how come the last time that you heard Eroll Spence call himself the boogeyman was recorded in this video right here?
No, you're not that guy.
This day was the last day that Eroll Spence called himself the boogeyman. Ever since this day, he hasn't called himself the boogeyman since. Facts. Empirical proof. Facts. You find me a video of Eroll Spence calling himself the boogeyman. Right after this run-in with Terrence Crawford, I pay your rent for the whole month. No lie. And the reason why I'm so confident in saying it, because it doesn't exist. So if you really was that, if you really was the boogeyman, how does another man stop you from calling yourself something that you swore that you were? So what does that tell you about Terrence Bud Crawford? Because Terrence Crawford told him, you can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing you. After that, he started calling himself the big fish. Am I lying? Am I lying? So if he really was that, number one, why did he stop calling himself that after Bud made it very clear that you can't wear that title because I'm chasing you down? And even more importantly than that, what does that tell you what Bud is? If he was able to so-called step to the boogeyman and tell him he's not the boogeyman because I'm chasing you, and then all of a sudden the boogeyman stopped calling himself the boogeyman. I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, but that pretty much tell you who the real boogeyman is now, doesn't it? I know. I know. Y'all can't come back from that because it's facts. It's all facts. You know you can't come back from it because it's a fact. He hasn't called himself the boogeyman since that very day. It went from that to the big fish. So he threw away that title once Terrence Crawford made it clear to him and in the whole world, no, I'm coming after you. And like I always said, when it comes to Terrence Bud Crawford, you can say what you want to say, but ain't nobody jumping up to fight this man. Ain't nobody calling him out. Now let's flip the coin over. Have you seen people call out Eroll Spence? Heck yeah, a handful of people. So if you the boogeyman, how come between Terrence Bud Crawford and you, Eroll Spence is the only one getting called out, not Terrence Crawford? And that's the same Terrence Crawford who told you that you can't call yourself the boogeyman because I'm chasing you. And that's also the same day you stop calling yourself the boogeyman. So let me ask you a question. At 147, who's the boogeyman?